Hey buddy, you want to go home? Huh? Let's go see the big squirrel in the sky, buddy. Let me put you in this box and we'll take care of you. Huh? Squirrel Pox, my God. Never seen anything like that. Worse than bot flies. Hey little guy. Alright, sleep tight little prince. We're going to take care of you. We're going to take you in, they're going to give you a shot, and you're going to sleep under the oak tree forever. Come on over. There we go. He's fast. Look at that. He is a fast learner. It's fast way to get a peanut, isn't it? There you go. You're having fun, right? A barrel of laughs. There you go, look at that. Yeah, he learns fast. Come on over. And you can even take it by my hand. There you go. It is really rocking out there now. Hang in there, little guy. You're welcome to come in if you want to. Oh, there's the other squirrel up there. Oh, man. The main reason I get along so well with the Backyard Squirrels is I work out of a home office, so I'm always going back and forth between the office and a shed out back and the house, and you know, I'm always seeing what's going on in the backyard and interacting with the squirrels. And my office window actually overlooks the oak tree, which is sort of the squirrels' grand central station. And over the summer I'd trained a new squirrel to you know, each squirrel is kind of different. Every once in a while a squirrel kind of clicks with a human and a little bit more advanced than other squirrels. And this one in particular I had trained again to come and get a peanut on the path, and basically he gets all excited every time he sees me. He's a real blast to have around, much like a little puppy actually. And of course we always share the good times in the backyard, but we have to always realize that the squirrel's life is not all rosy, and we need to also share the trying times. So a few days before last Christmas, I was looking out my window and I saw my buddy out there, you know, cleaning up under the oak tree, and it looked like he definitely had something wrong with his eye. It looked more like an injury at this point. I didn't see any other obvious signs of trauma or stress, and he was getting around fine. But he clearly had something wrong in his left eye, either an infection or an injury. And you know, I was a little bit concerned, and I didn't give it a whole lot of thought because I figured I'd just be keeping an eye on him and then see how it progresses. Little did I know I wouldn't see him again for another 2 months. The squirrel that had run to see me every day when I got up in the morning and went out to the backyard had become rather reclusive, and I didn't see him again until February 23rd. And considering 2 months had passed, he hadn't gotten too much worse, but it was clear then there was something wrong with him. What's up, little guy? After a little research, I quickly came to the conclusion that he had suffering from the dreaded Squirrel Pox virus, which I had never seen before. Due to your eye, huh? None of the other squirrels had exhibited this affliction. You look pretty tore up. I haven't seen you in a while. Well, they're pretty resilient. Something happened to him. Seems to be getting around okay. Can't get him to come over and get a peanut though. He was still quite robust and you know, active and otherwise getting around all right. But he wouldn't come really make contact with me, and he wouldn't come and get a peanut. But at this point, the best course of action was just to continue to provide supplemental food and water. He tended to not come out when the other squirrels were out, but he was obviously going to eat and drink when he felt like it, so that that helped support his immune system. Ah, he's got his peanut. There we go. I didn't see him again until about 6 weeks later, and actually he looked significantly improved at this point. I mean, his left eye had improved dramatically. His right eye was real puffy. You know, his forearm and his head still had that puffiness, those lesions associated with the virus on it under the skin, and it looked like he had one on his left hind leg, but generally not, you know, generally improved over what he was a little earlier, and he's still quite active and robust and able to run and eat. Poor guy. You know, I think the fact that he became more reclusive, he would no longer really come and recognize, you know, come into me and would generally be out by himself, is maybe some sort of self-preservation mechanism. One, to avoid predators, and two, to avoid spreading it to the other members of the squirrel clan. Now, the fence itself is used like a squirrel superhighway, and one side of it is a backyard and the other side of it is a dense jungle. So he in particular seemed to always stay very close to the tree and the fence and not wander out in the grass very far at all, probably as a safety mechanism. But all in all, it looked like he was showing signs, you know, with the supplemental food and water, of being on a road to recovery. Well, he seems to be doing better. A little over a week later, I was out in the backyard walking around with my DSLR, testing out a new lens, just taking still photos of the birds and the rabbit. When the squirrel showed up on the fence, it was kind of shocking that he had deteriorated so rapidly in just a little over a week. It looked like his whole body was involved in the Squirrel Pox disease, and he had sort of that Shar-Pei dog look that they talk about, that in the later stages of the disease. I can only guess that maybe his immune system finally just was overwhelmed and the virus started to take over his body. At that point, I knew that you know, I had to try and capture him and take him to the Wildlife Rescue Center. You know, at that point, I was you know, kind of caught off guard. I grabbed a pair of leather gloves and tried to grab him off the fence, but the fence is extremely hard. It's about a little over 6 feet high. And it's what they call a shadow box fence, so there's all sorts of places for him to escape and hide to when you try and reach up and grab him. And the other side is just incredible, impenetrable brush, and he jumped off into the green brush and disappeared over there. And you know, I kind of got the feeling at that point, kind of shocked at his rapid progression of the disease, that I may never see him again. I saw him like 2 weeks ago. I wish I could help him. He only comes out when there's nobody else around. After the last encounter, I talked to the county animal control, and they referred me to the local wildlife rescue shelter. And they said, yeah, bring him in. We'll probably put him to sleep. They've had apparently a lot of cases of squirrel pox. And despite his illness, he was still quick to jump down into the interior part of the fence or jump quickly into the jungle and disappear. He's got like an open sore on his back. Poor fellow. I wish he really should be put to sleep, but there's no way to catch him. Actually, I don't want to approach him anymore because that stresses him out. Because he can't see good and he doesn't know exactly who I am. And he just maybe likes to sleep in the sun a little bit. Poor guy. He's got squirrel pox, which I've learned about recently. I saw him about almost more than 10 days ago, and he looked just about as bad, but because he can't see very good and he spends most of his time in the jungle, and you approach him, he gets panicky because he doesn't know. It's just so sad. Can you smell that? Oh, you poor guy. Give him some fresh seed over here. I have never seen squirrel pox before. Come on over, buddy, there's some food for you. He only comes out when the other squirrels aren't around. Oh, you poor thing. I'm trying to think of what... I mean, euthanasia is probably what he needs, but... Can't capture him. I'm not going to shoot him. I saw him in almost a similar situation. Oh gosh, well, that last video was more than 10 days ago, and I thought I'd never see him again. We know each other, but because he's almost totally blind, if I approach him, I don't know, maybe he's on that fence just hoping a hawk or somebody takes him. Put some peanuts and sunflower seeds over on the platform. I hope they'll go back that way and eat him. That's where he was. Oh, you poor guy. I can't just... That's sad. Let's see what we can do. There's another squirrel over there, a perfectly healthy one. So that'll be the food I put out for him, and here's him. I'm gonna approach him calmly and just see if I can maybe put him in a box. I've never seen anything like that before. Hey, old timer. It's your old buddy. Don't panic. I see he's... Don't stress out, man. I'm here to help you out. Huh? Hey, buddy. You want to go home? Huh? Let's go see the big squirrel in the sky, buddy. Let me put you in this box and we'll take care of you. Huh? Squirrel pox, my God. Never seen anything like that. Worse than bot flies. God. Alright, well, let me see, he's up at 6 feet high. He's actually, I mean, you can tell he's hearing good. He just can't see, but I'm standing close to him and he knows my voice, but he's basically a blind wild animal, so as much as I feel sorry for him, I gotta be really careful if I'm gonna try and do something to help him here. Yeah, he's wasted away. I mean, that was a healthy squirrel. I've never seen squirrel pox on the backyard before. And hey, guy. Oh, don't go away now. Here. Don't go away. Come on, buddy. Relax. There you go. I made a move to grab him, but he disappeared into the interior of the fence. And this video here shows as I went behind the fence to try and figure out where he went, just how easy it is for him to hide and how dense the jungle is on the other side of the fence. So I was going to have to wait him out on the other side and with a box that I had ready and just sit there and wait. And this time I was going to just grab him as fast as I could. Hey, old timer. I finally found his hiding place in the middle of the shadow box fence, and I was just going to sit there and wait until he came up again. But after an hour, he still hadn't come up, so I went back into my studio and just kept an eye out the window to see when he came back up. I gotta do something. Alright, come on, old friend, let's go to that big old oak tree in the sky, little buddy. Come on. Let me get you. Poor thing. Let's go. Relax, little buddy. Hang on. Alright, sleep tight, little prince. We're going to take care of you. We're going to take you in, we're going to give you a shot, and you're going to sleep under the oak tree forever. Here we go. There you go. Look at that. Look at that. Go. Look how fast he is. That is cool. You're a good boy. Come on over and get it. You got it. There you go. Look at that. Look how fast he is now. Whoa. That is fast. You are fast on the path there, guy. Fun. We got a little game going here. The grass is lava, as they say. That's a blue jay making a fake cock call, buddy.